Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the discussion tonight, all about how to get business grants. I have a couple of different groups here tonight. First are my Black women making money. So if you are either listening on the YouTube channel or are part of the BWMM family, number one, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like the video. If you're watching the replay, put replay in and in the comments as you all usually do. And I'm, just super excited again to have everybody here. Tonight's session is not going to be that long, but we are going to talk about how to get business grants tonight. So, again, everybody, thumbs up the video if you are on YouTube. If not, then you're in StreamYard, and welcome again to all of you here as well. I am able to see your comments, so you're able to add your comments in as you have questions. So, okay. I have a background writing business plans, and I've also helped clients get grants. There are a lot of people out here who are talking about getting grants, and they are disseminating a lot of incorrect information. So, what I'm here to do tonight is give you the real deal with regards to getting business grants. Some of you may not like some of the things that I have to say. However, um, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to literally tell you my 12 years of experience, who I've seen actually win grants and who I've seen not win grants, and why, and how you can best navigate so that way you're not wasting your time. So, hey, Denise. Hello, Lolita. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I also want to apologize for missing last week. I had a very important meeting prop up and I could not be here. So thanks so much for being willing to wind it back for me and come on today. Okay, so when it comes to getting business grants, there are really two buckets you could be in. The first bucket that I've seen success in are businesses that uh, are different, that are extraordinary in some sort of way. It could be extraordinary because it's a tech product that's being produced. It could be extraordinary because it's something like a slutty vegan that has grown immensely over the years, but some sort of way that company is extraordinary. Again, the majority of ways that I've seen that group is either tech companies or you're hiring a whole bunch of people for manufacturing or something like that. I'm actually working on a business plan right now for a Native American tribe. They're going to get grant money because they're going to be hiring skilled laborers from American Indian reservations, right? But you have to have something super big happening for you to get those types of grants. The other types of grants that I see are for regular schmegular businesses. If you're starting I know a woman who got $5,000 to start a podcast. If you have a restaurant, if you have any kind of a local business, here's what most people don't tell you and won't tell you. So I'll kind of cut to the chase at minute 4 of today's discussion. Most people, if you have a regular business, will try to sell you the dream that you're going to win the big $250,000 FedEx grant that's highly publicized. I'm here to tell you, I have never seen that happen. Anything is possible, but again, your girl Cherie has never seen that happen. But people will try to sell you databases and lists and things like that, saying, oh, there are these $250,000 grants. And yet you are starting a business in your local area that if a grant administrator is looking at thousands of applications, it's just not going to pop for them, unfortunately. So then you may be asking yourself, well, Cherie, what do I do if I have a regular business? So that's going to be the point of tonight. I'm going to show you if you do have a tech kind of business or something that is really, I'm going to put quotes, extraordinary, some of the opportunities for you. If you have businesses that are helping with like affordable housing and things like that, there are some opportunities for you. And then if you have a regular schmegular business, you want to focus more so on local grants in your city, in your county, sometimes in your state. And I've got a resource for you as well. Actually, I have two resources. Hey, Shar, good to see you. Okay, so let me share my screen here. And okay, so there's a couple of different places that you can go. The first place, if you're looking for free, there's free and then there's paid. So we'll start with the free stuff and then work our way up. LinkedIn is a fabulous place to find grants. The reason for it is because practically everybody um, wants to promote their grant. All grant administrators want to promote their grant. And one of the ways that they promote their grants is on LinkedIn. So, what you do is you come into the search bar when you're on LinkedIn and you do hashtag grant. And I'm just going to come here to grant. And you're able to even follow hashtag grant if you want to. And that way, anytime somebody puts grant, hashtag grant into their post, you will get an alert. You can do that. But you can also come in here every day, every couple of days, and just see what grants are out there. Now, I will admit as we scroll through that some of these posts will be about people who successfully won grants and it'll be congratulatory. Other people will have grants that you don't qualify for because it's in another part of the country, it's in another part of the world, etc. But if you have a regular business and you keep coming to a source like LinkedIn, you will eventually find something that you can qualify for. Okay, so let's just take a look really quickly at when we put in grant here, some of the things that propped up. So they're saying here, and you also want to check like when this thing was posted as well. So this happened to be have been posted 12 hours ago. This thing is saying it's African American Music Appreciation Month. They have their information in here with regards to what this is. And Music Grant Inc. is your bridge to grants for music. So you could definitely check that out as a resource. This is, you may get excited, $600,000 for grants, right? But it says here it's for Canada. If my ladies or gentlemen that are on here are in Canada, you may want to take a look at this, take a closer look. However, I'm going to assume that most of you are in the United States, so we keep going. Then you have a grant here of 5 million SEK. Well, that's not us because whatever SEK is, it's not US dollars and it's most likely not here. So this is some of the groundwork and legwork that you have to do in order to find grants if you're looking for free. But I can pretty much guarantee you if you do this every day for a year or once a week for a year, you will find something that you can qualify for. And you want the grants that are not well publicized. Why? Because the grants that are very well publicized, for example, the FedEx grant, FedEx Small Business Grant that comes out every year, they get tens of thousands of applicants. The people that I know that I've spoken with who have effectively won grants, they have, if you have a regular schmegular business, they have gone for grants that are not well publicized. They've done business plan competitions. They've done other types of pitch competitions. Their chambers of commerce sometimes will have grants, micro grants that are available. That's another thing. Check your local chamber of commerce. I suggest you become a member of your local chamber of commerce, your local Black chamber of commerce, if you're a Black individual, will have grants as well. They're a great place to tap in. They may not necessarily have the grants year round. They may not necessarily have the grant on day one when you enter the organization, but they often get people that are coming to them with money and with opportunity. So we'll just continue checking here a little bit. They have here, if you're in cybersecurity, there's apparently an open AI cybersecurity grant of $1 million here. So you would be able to check that one out. Um, this is somebody who won a grant in Annapolis Housing Authority. You kind of get the point here. There's another grant here for nursing innovation and oncology, et cetera, et cetera. But LinkedIn is a great place for you to discover grants. It is free. It is going to take you some time to go through, but I have a resource for you that costs a little bit of money. I don't make any money from it. I'll share that with you in a couple of minutes. But if you want somebody to curate all of that information for you, there is a list that I have used before and I like it. So another place that you can come to is grants.gov. These are government grants. Grants.gov is government grants. You can learn about all sorts of federal grants. You can search grants here. They have grants for all sorts of things, including they have here conflict resolution and peace building initiatives. They have grants for higher education advising. They have grants for something called the Build to Scale program, et cetera, et cetera. So the way that you use this, let me make a couple of caveats here. There are a lot of grants. They come out practically every day from grants.gov. This is a free resource that you are able to use. Most of the grants are federal. Some of the grants are local that they have in here as well. The only way that something like this works for you is if you work it, is if you come in and look all the time. I will tell you that if you have a regular business, you definitely want to try in here. Most of the people that I know who have been successful that have had regular businesses, the federal government will give money to local communities, and the local communities will usually disperse the money if you have like a regular local business. But if you have, for example, you're doing like something around medical or something around education that is national or affordable housing, for example, grants.gov is a great place for you to come and find grants. You're able to search by keyword. You're also able to search by the, let's see here, the agency. So if you're doing something around agriculture, you're able to put in USDA grants. Click on that and it's changed here, and you're able to see what is available for USDA grants. So there's something here for agriculture in the K-12 classroom. If you're in Mississippi, for example, there's a Mississippi Conservation Delivery for Outreach, et cetera, et cetera. So these are a couple of ways you're able to come to grants.gov and find grants. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, I know a couple of people who have won this grant. If you have a tech company, this is a federal grant. It's called SBIR. SBIR stands for Small Business Innovation and Research. The United States government, in order to stay competitive with the world, give $250,000 grants to tech companies. Yes, you heard it right. $250,000 grants, not loans. But you got to be a tech company. You have to be doing something that's innovative. SBIR.gov is where you want to come in order to find these grants. Again, I know a couple of people who have won this money. SBIR has actually two different phases. So the first phase for that first $250,000 is for you to create your minimal viable product. And you can do that on the government's dime. And then once you have created that, you can then reapply for something called phase two, where you actually commercialize that product, meaning that you can sell it. You can sell it to the government, you can sell it to um, uh, industry, you can export it, etc. And they give you, I think it's a little over $1 million for that phase two. So SBIR.gov if you are interested in learning more about that. And there are some grant writers that specialize in SBIR grants. Okay, so you don't, I know one of the people that I know that won the grant wrote his grant application himself, but if that's not what you're strong in, there are grant writers that specialize in SBIR grants. Okay, this is the final thing that I have here for you. This is GrantWatch. If you have a regular business, GrantWatch is the place that you want to go if you're willing to pay for them for like their database. So if you live in Minnesota, for example, and you're looking for a grant, you would want to come here. If you live in Arkansas, if you live in California, any place like that, again, the way that grants work is that they will have administrators that release the grant information. So even though something may not be available today, it may be available in a month or 2 months or 6 months. The other great thing about GrantWatch is that as they get new grants, like you'll when you register, you tell it what kind of grants you're looking for. And as new grants come about, they'll send you an email saying, hey, we've got new grants for you to check out. So, Grant Watch is a place for you to go. Again, in my experience, if you have a regular business, you're going to do better going after local money from a regular local organization than you would going after like these big federal, you know, FedEx small business grant money, unless you have like a tech company or something like that. So you may be asking, well, how much does Grant Watch cost? It's $18 a week, $45 a month, $90 a quarter, or $200 for the year. So you may even give it a try for like 3 months at $90 just to see if you like it. You do want to give it a little bit of a chance though, if you're serious about getting a grant. So those are the resources that I have for you. The final thing I will say is I talked to a woman who got a $5,000 grant in order to start her podcast. And I asked her, well, how did you get that grant? And she said this. So get your pens and papers out. She said she went to her local small business development center. There are small business development centers around the country. So you're able to Google small business development center and it'll tell you which one is the closest to you. Now, these, they call them SBDCs. These SBDCs don't have grants themselves, but they have access to other organizations that have grants. So the woman who got the $5,000 to start her podcast, she she asked the SBDC if there were any grants available, and they said no, we don't have any grants. However, we have this email list, and if you get on it, if anything comes up, we'll let you know. And I think she told me she checked in a couple of times, like, after that as well. And on the third or fourth try, they said, oh, we just got this phone call from this organization. It was a small charitable organization, and they had a grant. The grant was $5,000. People could apply. She applied and she won the grant for $5,000. So network, network, network. For all of my Black women making money ladies, because we have a mixed crowd here, For my Black women making money ladies, you all know that I'm always telling you to network, talk to people, ask them, get on people's email lists, because when these grant administrators want people to know that their grant is out, they will go to their email list and promote it. They will go to their LinkedIn and promote it. So you want to get first dibs on that. That's why I suggested that you get on the Goldman Sachs email list, so that way when these opportunities come, you know that they are available. So that is it. That is the real deal, Holyfield, about getting grants. It really is a matter of your patience and being there in the right place when the grants drop. So Shar is saying here, list of places to find grants includes LinkedIn, grants.gov, SBIR.gov, and GrantWatch.com. Yes. And also go to the Small Business Development Center and ask them to put you on their list. Go and meet with the counselor anyway. They have a lot of great information at the SBDCs with regards to how to start a business, how to grow a business. Sometimes there will be pitch competitions and things like that where you're able to win money. That is how Precious Williams won so much money for her business, where she was doing shapewear for plus size women. She won a lot of money doing uh, business pitch competitions, like the local ones. You want to get into all of that, which means you want to be on people's email lists. Get on your Chamber of Commerce email list. Again, the Small Business Development Center email list. Any kind of local business organization, um, your local Black Chamber of Commerce list, you know, even get on the Asian Chamber of Commerce, like everybody's email list, even if you have a separate email where those promos go to, and check it once a week. But that is how you're going to find out about these things. And the worse they do at promoting it, the better chance you have of getting the grant. I'm just telling you right now. If only 10 people apply, like, you have a much better chance of winning the grant versus if you see it everywhere. I know a lot of people don't let people know that, but that's the truth. The final thing is, if you already have a business and you already have existing employees, um, the federal government has the ERC grant, the Employee Retention Credit Grant. If you are already in business, and you were in business during COVID and you had employees, you have the right to $26,000 per employee. A lot of us get robocalls, and you may have thought that that is something that is fraudulent. People are trying to, take your money. That grant is real. There is paperwork that you have to um, give to the federal government for that. There are two different ways for you to pull that paperwork together. Number one is, if you have like ADP or paychecks, check with them, because they are actually applying on behalf of companies. If you have ADP or Paychecks or any kind of payroll company, start there. If not, you can contact me, bwmakingmoney@gmail.com, bwmakingmoney@gmail.com, and I can connect you with that. The $26,000 per employee, very real. Um, the deadline, though, I think is in the next few weeks for you to get like the maximum amount of money. So again, the people had to have been on payroll during COVID. So if you have that, bwmakingmoney.com. The federal government also just, there are other resources and other programs out there on the federal level as well as the local level. You just got to be tapped in. You got to be in the know. You got to continuously ask. And there's a lot of money out there for people. Any other questions before we head out? And this was super short. I just wanted to give you some resources. And I think there's a little bit of a delay. So, okay, well, I think I've given you a little bit of education for tonight. I hope you're able to take this information. Definitely share it with anybody who you think would want to know this information, anybody looking for a business grant. And again, don't forget, if you're not on the BW Making Money email list, go to bwmakingmoney.com. We are going to have um, other information for you with regards to real estate investing, tax saving stuff. I have another session we're going to be doing around Alex Hormozzi's $100 million offers, et cetera, et cetera. So bwmakingmoney.com if you want to get on the list. And you're asking if tonight was recorded? Yes. StreamYard records all of these, so I will send it out. Probably, I usually try to send these things out on Wednesdays because those are our Wealth Wednesdays. So as long as you're on my email list, you will receive a replay of this. So thank you. Thanks for being here, Amadi. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. And I will see you, in the next couple of days, hopefully. Take care, everybody. Good night.